All right. Hey, how's everybody doing? Beth, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm just messaging one of our contributors to the course right now because she wants
Oh,
to join us.
perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
So for everybody that is streaming, guess what? Today is very, very cool. Beth, why is today cool? I'm just curious. I can't even remember.
Whatever. We can't remember. We've been working all morning and all day yesterday and all the days. All the days. The proactive perimenopause course is open. We've had
Come
it for
on.
orders, but now all the lessons are open to everybody, and
Come
it's so
on.
awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So today we thought we'd do a little like webinar slash live video slash, you know, fit to be radio-esque kind of discussion about the topic of perimenopause and this incredible new course. So just a few ground rules right off the bat. We will be taking questions. So as you guys have questions, put them in the chat. Put them in the chat. Let us know you're here. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know, what you're thinking, and we will get to many of those. So let me look at our agenda, Beth. So our agenda says first thing we're going to do is welcome. Why don't you do the welcome? Let's welcome everybody. Beth, you still there? Beth? Are you still there, Beth? I'm not sure where Beth is. Let me try to re-add Beth. All right, we're having some technical difficulties, so stand by just 1 second. Be right back. All right, you're back. I don't know what happened. Did you close the window down?
Oh, look. I realized I was on the wrong internet, and on Zoom, I can switch without it stuttering, but apparently this does not like it when you switch internets in the middle of things. Very sorry for that. This is not at all a reflection of how the course functions.
Yeah. No, it's not. Okay, so where we left
Wow.
off was we were going to do a welcome. That's the first thing on our agenda. Why don't you do that now that you're on the super steady, amazing internet?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So welcome everybody. I live rurally. Trying to run a website from a
Hey,
farm
you do what you
is,
can do. You do what you can do.
yes, interesting, but I do it. So, and if I can do it, if I can work out from home, if I can get on the internet from home, so can you. You can do this course. Look, I have a sister who's 10 years older than me, and about 10 or 15 years ago, she started complaining a lot. Hi, sister. I love you. Um, but as I watched her go through a lot of changes, and I started paying attention to my own body, to potential changes, genetics, and listening to other experts in the field, because I hang out with a lot of them in the fitness and wellness industry, I realized, gosh, there's a lot that women can do. And they don't know. They don't know that they can do a lot of these things. And what if I made a course? Well, I started dreaming and entertaining and jotting down ideas and talking to other people who might make a good fit to be a contributor. And here we are. We've got this amazing course with 9 contributors, including myself, covering a wide range of topics that every woman will deal with at some point, period. So the big takeaway of this course is if you are having symptoms that kind of look like menopause and you're in your mid 30s, late 30s, early 40s, mid 40s, even late 40s, but you're still getting a period, so you're not in menopause yet, because menopause means your period has stopped completely for a year. Okay, once you have not had a period for a year, you are now postmenopausal, right? So if you are not yet postmenopausal, you are perimenopausal, and you can do stuff to affect and change and manage those symptoms. And that is super exciting stuff. That's what this course is all about.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the content of this course. We've got contributors like we've done with a few others, but maybe spend a minute and just kind of tell us about the whole, like how it all came together and who the experts are that are inside here.
So the way it all came together is that I looked at some of the big things that were standing out to me as a woman in my late 30s. So I'm 42 now, and a lot happened in my late 30s, and my body started to shift and not respond quite the same. And so I started paying attention to those key things like weight gain, even though I was exercising and eating the same. Things like even more severe mood swings. I mean, I am an angel to live with, right? But sometimes, and more anger that just kind of came out of nowhere for no good reason. Just this rage, and different just changes, lots of changes in my body. And I sat down and I was like, okay, who do I know that can address those things from a nutrition standpoint, from a rehab standpoint, from a faith standpoint, from all of these angles? How do we tackle these issues? And I started asking people. Some people said no, some people said yes, and here's our course.
Yeah, and it's pretty amazing the level of people that we have as contributors in this course. It's really been fantastic to kind of see what the information they've got, and everything from fitness from Beth all the way to hormones and diet and everything. It's been really awesome. I want to start talking. I want to get into perimenopause. You touched on it a tiny bit. I think a lot of people don't know what it is, but before we do that, there's some prizes. So we should probably talk about those first before we talk about perimenopause, because prizes are cooler than perimenopause, I think. So what have we got for prizes?
So we are giving away a 1-year membership to Fit to Be. That includes 3 other courses in addition to the Proactive Perimenopause course. And so we're going to give you all of that today. And somebody's going to win that. Also, we have an amazing online course donation from Kelly. She's one of our main contributors on Fit to Be. She provides online rehab for your core. You get to pick which course you want to go through. It's a $200 value.
Wow.
It is not a tiny thing. It is huge. If you go through one of her online rehab courses, they will change your life.
Yeah. Now, how do people potentially get this freebie?
I honestly hadn't thought about that. What should we make them do to win this? I mean, here we are in this webinar.
Oh, great question. I think that we should have people comment and share. And when they comment and share this live video, then tomorrow we'll pick randomly from everyone that comments and shares. What do you think of that? That gives the people that aren't watching real time a chance to compete too.
I like that. We'll pick somebody. We'll pick 2 people tomorrow, because it'll be 1 person for the 1-year membership to Fit to Be and 1 person for Kelly's online rehab course.
Yep. So share it on Facebook or YouTube, depending on where you're watching it, and comment. Okay. And then we'll pick. All right. Boom. We just solved another problem. I love it.
I know.
Okay. So 2 incredible prizes, and we're going to give those away. So definitely you want to share this as much as you can. And then also, I think we should actually just take a couple minutes and talk about what perimenopause is. I think that a lot of people have a misconception of what it is, or have never even heard the word. So why don't you take us just real basic, start to finish. What are we talking about when we say perimenopause?
Yeah, this is good, because peri means through or during, and it's more of a term that comes out of the UK, actually. In America, we tend to only refer to prenatal and postnatal, but there's also this perinatal. So if you are going through pregnancy, through your childbearing years, and sometimes those things all overlap. Okay, you can be postnatal and prenatal at the same time if you're having another kid.
Right.
All of that is perinatal. Same thing with this 3rd stage of our life. So there's basically 3 stages of a woman's life. They're each distinct and very different. There can be some overlap. You can go through puberty. and be pregnant. You can be pregnant and also perimenopausal. You can. Your symptoms will be put aside for a little bit, but you can still be starting to shift into that change.
Wow.
Originally, when I started thinking about doing this course, I was calling it the menopause course. And in fact, that's still what my file folder says in my email. But then I ran across this term a few years ago, perimenopause. And I thought that is awesome because it really encompasses this whole stage. Perimenopause can last 5 to 10 years, sometimes even up to 15 years.
Wow.
I am actually hoping that my perimenopause lasts for 15 years. I want that. I want to delay menopause. I want to stay in perimenopause. I want to reduce my symptoms. I want to manage my symptoms. I want to reduce night sweats. I want to not have hot flashes. Haven't had one yet. I think I've had a couple close calls, but I haven't had one yet. Things like libido, things like massive mood swings, things like weight gain, weird weight loss, hair loss, weird chin hairs, all of that. Okay. And there's so many more things. The more we address those things and balance our hormones during perimenopause, the more we can put off landing in that postmenopause phase. And that is what is exciting about this course. There's so many tools, even just putting it together myself and reading what the contributors wrote. There are so many things I was like, oh my gosh, I need to fix that. Wow, I didn't even realize that could be affecting this thing I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
So
you said one thing that really stood out: weird chin hairs. So my question is this course directly address weird chin hairs? That's what inquiring minds really want to know. Is about weird chin hairs.
Well, so weird chin hairs as women, our facial hair is soft, like peach fuzz, until our hormones get a little bit out of balance. And those thicker facial hairs are a direct result of higher testosterone. So when we start making a little less estrogen and our testosterone goes up, we always have some testosterone. Okay, it's a very important hormone for females as well as males, but men have more, and it's responsible for their thick facial hair. We're not as into the thick facial hair usually. Okay, I'm gonna say usually there. And the interesting thing is, once you have a hair follicle that switches to the thick side, it doesn't go back, actually.
Once they go dark, they don't go back, huh?
Yeah. So you can pluck them all you want, and you can get all the laser therapy you want. But once that follicle has been affected, you need to pay attention. If you start seeing a few of those thicker chin hairs, and I got one or two, just one or two, that is a sign to you that there's a hormone shift happen. And ding, 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 you can do things about it. There's some foods you can eat or not eat. There's exercises you can do or not do that impact your hormones. There's sleeping or not sleeping you can do. And the list goes on and on and on. So we talk about all that a lot.
Wow. So it wasn't just funny. It also is literally something that is addressed, like these hormone shifts and so forth.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Lisa is one of our contributors, and we're going to have her on in a second. She's kind of ready to go. But before we do, I would love to hear maybe one or two takeaways that you learned from some of these awesome contributors that you were a little bit surprised by. Now, Beth didn't know I was going to ask this question, so I'm like shocking her here with what she was kind of surprised by as she was going through the content from some of our amazing contributors.
I'm actually kind of irritated about one thing, because it's something I'm gonna have to really work at. And I thought I was working at it, and now I find out I need to do a little bit more work. But it's kind of good work. It's more sleep. So I tend to have low progesterone. I've known that. There's been some red flags through my life. It's going to be something that I need to keep on my radar, especially as I am in perimenopause now. In the lesson on knowing what's normal, Andrea, the contributor, who's a nurse, she talks about things you can do to elevate your progesterone. And one of those things is getting at least 9 hours of sleep. Now, I have always shot for 7 hours because that's the minimum for women. So when I read that if you got low progesterone, you need to go for 9 hours, I was like, oh, okay, all right. But that sounds great. It is hard to get 9 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
I'm angry about this. I'm having a mood swing about this.
Oh my goodness, that's funny.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things that I am not doing that I was doing a lot, but there's more things I could be doing to guard my sleep. And that is also talked about. One of
Yeah,
those things is not being on screens right before bed.
yeah. Come on, come on. That's
I don't want
true.
to say anything more about that. That might result in another mood swing. Let's have Lisa. Let's just bring Lisa on.
Lisa, we're gonna bring you on. She's laughing. I'm bringing her on. Lisa, how are you doing?
Well, it could be a room full of mood swings. Are you ready for this,
Right?
Chris?
Right?
Yes, I'm
Oh.
always ready. I'm always ready.
Lisa is amazing. She contributed a lesson on managing your mood and motivation. And she talks about all these symptoms and more. And her content is great. I have a lot to learn from her content.
And I think we all do, you know, even though I've been coaching women with this for several years, I'm still learning. And I think that's the biggest lesson any woman has to take, whatever stage in their life they're coming into this, is it's not just about learning a script or learning a set way to do things, it's learning about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And some women will breeze through this phase of life with no issues whatever. I don't know whether to salute them or slap them, to be honest, being one who's having a bit of a bumpy ride through perimenopause. But it is this, you know, incredible opportunity to learn about how we respond to things and to adapt to that as well.
Mm-hmm.
As women, we tend to kind of whip ourselves and be hard on ourselves that it's just not good enough and I'm not doing enough and I'm not doing it well enough. Well, actually, this is the time to say, okay, this isn't working for me right now, or at this stage in my cycle, this might work for me better. And it's okay to get it wrong, but just keep tuning in and listening. And I think that's what can make anybody's journey through menopause that little bit smoother.
Yeah. There's a subtle difference that I've picked up on in myself. And as I listen to women talk who are ahead of me in the journey, there's and maybe even three sides. There's three different women. Oh, I hear an echo. There's the woman who just kind of rolls over and deals with all the symptoms and is like, okay, night sweats, okay, hot flashes, this is just part of it, whatever. Then there's the woman who's like, this is terrible. She rants and she raves and you know, she doesn't really do anything about it, you know, but she's going to complain to everybody around her.
Yeah.
And maybe try a couple of weird things and take some weird pills and, you know, and then there's the person like me. And I'm not trying to elevate myself here. Sorry, that's not what I mean. But it's like, okay, wait, something just happened that was different. It was not normal for me. And everybody says it's normal, but it doesn't feel normal and I don't like it. What can I do about it?
Absolutely.
What can I do about it here?
Yeah. Yeah, and I had this exact same conversation with my husband recently, actually. As I mentioned, I'm sort of probably about 4, maybe 5 years into my perimenopausal journey and have experienced a number of different things in that time. And I'm using hormone therapy at the moment, including testosterone. I heard you talking about that as well, Beth. And what we found is that I am very sensitive, potentially intolerant to progesterone. And so although I need it to balance out and support the estrogen that's making me feel like me, which is fabulous, he's like, well, this is just how it is at this phase in your life. And I'm like, nah, I'm not really happy right now. And, you know, it's almost at certain times of my cycle, I almost need to just be in a room away from people. And, you know, I'm not prepared to spend any sort of extended time in my life feeling or living like that. So it's like, okay, I'm going to carry on trying things. I'm going to carry on experimenting. I'm going to carry on reading and asking questions, because just doing that, it means you're taking action. It puts you in control. You're not often when I'm doing workshops or presentations on this, I say, you know, do you want to be that passive victim that you mentioned, Beth? Or are you going to be the activist that kind of drives your perimenopause show? Because regardless really of whether you come up with that perfect solution, in doing so, you're going to feel better by taking action and understanding what's going on. And I think for a lot of women, that's the biggest element that's missing, is that understanding. And that opens up so much. Yeah.
Yeah. The understanding that they can take action.
Yeah.
Because I was actively taught that there was nothing I could do.
That's it. And I think actually as well, historically from a hormone therapy point of view, and, let's be honest, people may not want to take hormone therapy, whether that's for personal reasons in terms of what they believe or medical reasons. But it's important as well there to look past the media. And that applies to so many aspects of menopause. There are so many kind of snake oil merchants out there who will say, yeah, if you buy my pill or my shake or my whatever, then everything will disappear. And I think the reality is that, even if you do use some kind of hormone therapy, Michelle Lyons, who's a wonderful female health physio, that I've learned from, she says it's the boat that gets you to the other side. So for me, hormone therapy allows me to keep weight training in the way that I want without having to take 3 or 4 days to recover after every session. So it's not an answer in itself. It can certainly protect you against certain major health risks that change as we go through this phase of womanhood, but don't see it as the be all and end all. Think about the woman you want to be post menopause. Do you want to be that kind of little old lady sat in the chair, not able to join in, or the mum holding a coats at the side of the football field? Not so much. Let's learn, let's understand, and let's take action to be the woman we want to be in the future.
That's it. That's all. It's all good.
So good. Yeah.
Thank you, Lisa, for jumping on.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It was my pleasure to contribute as well, in such a fantastic group of people that you've got put together on this course.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, thank you so much. Appreciate the time. The content's fantastic. We'll put in the comments too, where you can find more about Lisa, and all of the other contributors are listed on the course. So we'll link to the course, and you can actually find their social media and their own websites from that too. They have super good information. So definitely encourage everybody to do that. We'll add that to the comments later. So, all right.
Thank you guys.
Bye,
brilliant. Thank you. Take care.
All right. Wow, that was awesome. She's so amazing.
I met her in person in London when I went to speak at Women on Fire for Burrell Education, and began following her at that point. And she puts out such good content on Instagram. She makes me laugh. She's super relatable. She just shows up as she is. She knows her stuff. I really like her.
Yeah. Good. Okay. There's probably new people that have come on, so I want to tell you a couple things. First of all, you definitely want to ask questions. So if you've got any questions or anything like that, put that in the comments on YouTube and Facebook, and we will be able to pull that up. So we're going to try to get some of those going, comments. So definitely comments, questions, let us know. Also, we've got 2 prizes. If you already heard this, you get to hear it again. Beth, can you tell us about the 2 prizes? Because we've got new people that have joined.
Okay, so the 2 prizes are a 1-year membership to Fit to Be and an online course from the Tummy Team. And these are both big dollar items. They're both around $200 worth of value. And they both will do a lot for you. I mean, I love saying it'll change your life, but I don't want to be like rhetorical.
No, but it could. Definitely could, depending on where you're at in your life.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so to get entered to win, all you need to do is share this stream and make a comment in the next 24 hours. We are going to pick one person that shared this. So share, and make a comment on there. Let us know what you think about the tour. Wait a minute. We've got Mary. You want to bring Mary on? She just popped in. All right, I'm going to bring Mary on. All right, Mary, you ready? Okay, looks like she's ready. Here we go. All right, awesome. Mary, how are you?
Hello, this is Mary. She contributed a lesson on dealing with difficult diagnosis. We had Mary on our podcast a while back to talk about her breast cancer journey. And I myself have dealt with a near miss, I'll say, with cervical cancer in the last year after a pap smear showed some abnormal cells, and I had to get treatment for that. And, you know, I'm an outlier. I don't have HPV. There was no reason for me to get it. It was super shocking. And dealing with that difficult diagnosis was not fun. And I thought, okay, I need to get somebody like Mary. And I asked her first. I was like, she would be the perfect one. And she said yes. And her lesson is so good because I think we're all going to deal with something kind of scary like this at some point. I hate to say that, but
yeah, so true. I mean, and thank you for having me. I mean,
yeah.
it's so good to see you guys again. Hey, Chris.
Hey.
You know, you always hope like it's not going to happen to you. And then you have even just like a near miss. And that really, I think, shakes you up and you're like, oh my goodness, I need to do something about this. I need to be prepared because like it is so shocking. Even when you get close to, because I actually in the past had a biopsy before even like, not I had a second call in where I thought I was gonna, you know, be told I had breast cancer and I didn't. And you know, just that alone was like really, really frightening. So
Yeah.
you know,
yeah, it's very scary. And even not just cancer, there's a lot of other things that can go on in our bodies. And they're difficult. They're not easy. And I think your lesson does such a good job of addressing how to cope with those things and how to process those things and not let them overwhelm us as much. There's going to be some of that. That's normal. But what is one thing that you can tell our viewers right now, Mary? Like, what's a tip that you can give them for the person who might be right now dealing with something?
I think, I mean, my biggest thing was always just, and this applies to not just this type of thing, but any crisis, it's just take it one day at a time and take a deep breath. I mean, that just, you just have to get through it, you know, and you'll do it, but it's not going to be, it's going to be hard. But you can't worry so much about the future. So just, you know, focus on the present moment is my biggest piece of advice.
That's good.
That's really good. I mean, and that resonates with me even now. I've got another pap smear on my horizon. I've got to go back every 6 months now. And whenever I think about it, I start feeling like, oh my gosh, what if? And then I have to think, no, that's in a few months. I'm okay right now. I'm going to be fine for right now. And I will deal with that when that comes. I will make choices based on what I find out when that comes.
Yeah, because otherwise you will just create so much extra worry and anxiety and it just becomes overwhelming. So, you know, I think the biggest thing is like how to move forward is getting to that point where you're not thinking so much about, well, what if this happens and if that happens, like, what am I going to do? And like, you start the snowball effect of like making plans of, you know, how you're going to live your life, but you know, a lot of it's like wasted energy. So
yeah. And you had a post up that I shared on our Facebook page just the other day. It was so good about how exercise can be such a reliever of stress. And even if you're dealing with something hard, just showing up for yourself and getting in some movement to clear out some of those crazy hormones and those stress hormones and just breathe and move your body. It's such a good post. If you're watching this and you're not following us on Facebook, look up Fit to Be Tummy Safe Fitness. You can find that post. You can find Mary. Let's see. I'm going to put this in. She's on Instagram at My Whole Core, right? Yeah. And then she's also on Facebook the same, right? My Whole Core.
It's actually Whole Core on Facebook. So
just Whole Core. Okay.
Yeah, but I want to say, like, I think, you know, when we get to that point where we have like all this anxiety, a lot of the tendency is just to like freeze up and not do anything, not breathe, not move. And it's really like not serving you to do that. It's so much better. I mean, it takes, you know, a little bit of a push to get moving. But once you get there, it's so much more freeing, you know, to be able to because it forces you to breathe, basically. You know, I feel like, you know, so, you know, getting yourself just out and moving and doing something fun. Do something fun. Yeah.
I agree. Those are such wise words. I remember when I first got my diagnosis and knew I'd have to get treatment. And then I got told, oh, you need to be on pelvic rest and you need to do this and you need to avoid that. And it was so confusing even to me. And I know a lot about human bodies and I know, but it still took me a month to like get a grip again and figure out what I was going to do. What could I do on pelvic rest? And I still needed to move, but it was, yeah, you're right. It's like this. And I have a lot of tools for moving forward. And that's why one of the goals of this course is to give women these tools early, right? So that they know, and hopefully it doesn't take them, because a lot of people, it takes them months.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Yeah. To even get moving again, to even feel like they can take a deep breath again. And you do such a good job of handing these tools along with all the other contributors. So thank you for hopping on today. I really appreciate you joining us.
Thank you for having me. And I'm excited to see the course. I can't wait.
I know, it's so good. It's so good. Message us if you can't get in there, but it should be in there in your account. If not, let us know.
I will. Okay,
all right. Bye, Mary.
Thanks. Bye.
Mary. Bye. All right. Okay. So we've got some more people that have jumped on. So I want to let them know we're giving away what are we giving away? Giving away two amazing things.
1-year membership to Fit to Be.
Yep.
And a online course from the Tummy Team of your choice. She offers online rehab, and they are stellar, well-made courses with so much good content that you can do from home. So good.
Yeah. So all you got to do to enter to win one of those is share this feed on Facebook or YouTube. This video, share this thing, share it, and then make a comment. Let us know. Okay, so there's been a couple of questions that have come in, so definitely keep asking those. We'll get to those after we do the demo. While we're doing the demo, really put in those questions, and we should be able to get to a couple of them. So, Beth, let's do the demo now.
Okay.
Before you switched your internet, you had it all ready to go, and I don't see it anymore. So let's see if we can get it going here.
All right, let me do share screen and not share my cluttery inbox.
Don't share that. Don't share your desktop with 100,000 icons.
Oh, it's a mess. It's a mess, but it works. Okay, here we are. I've got it.
Okay, let's see if we can do this. Boom. All right, there you are.
So on Fit to Be, once you purchase the course, you can, on a laptop or desktop, come up to the main menu. On mobile, you click the little hamburger icon. It opens up the menu. You go to courses, and you would click on Proactive Perimenopause. And that takes you to this welcome page, which actually is viewable by people who haven't even got the course actually. But this is just our welcome, tips to enjoy the course. You only need a kettlebell. And we talk about how to make your own kettlebell if you don't have one. The rest of the stuff you probably have laying around at home. And then there are the lessons here on the side or at the bottom if you're on mobile or desktop. So you can scroll down and see everything available. The very top has the workouts. So there are 9 workouts in here, and we're going to throw a bonus one in early August. It's so exciting. I don't want to tell you which one it is. I'm going to try to not scroll that far. But here's all the workouts. They all go full screen, okay? And they all are very applicable to each of the lessons. At the end of each lesson, there's a workout recommendation that says, hey, this is the workout we recommend you do at this lesson, but guess what? You don't have to do it that way, right? You can skip around and do whatever you want. Now, if you're not logged in, this is what happens when you try to click on this. So, if you get on here and you forget to log in, well, I'm just going to log in right now. Sometimes it cracks me up that I have to, it's making me do extra work today.
Put in your password. It's 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's not either. I changed it.
I hope not. Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's thinking. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to actually go back to the course because it took me to the dashboard on Fit to Be, which is awesome. There's some good stuff on the dashboard. So I'm just going to go back into selecting my lessons. And so let's just take a look at, let's see, we just had Mary and Lisa on. Let's look, and I talked about Andrea's lesson. Let's look at, fighting foods. This is such a great thing. This is foods, nutrition, maybe even a couple of supplements. We don't recommend a specific brand. We talk about generalized things, so you need to do your research on that. But there is all of her written content, and there should be a video.
A lot of
Where the
content.
heck is her video? Oh my gosh, this is hilarious. Chris, where's your video?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Oh, this is first day out. So then it has a recommended workout. Let's click on another lesson that has a video. We'll fix that. I love this. This is real time, peeps.
That is awesome.
Look, we found our first little glitch. This is how it should look. There should be a video at the top. We'll get that lesson fixed. Proactive perimenopause. This is my little lesson video and then my lesson. All of the lessons are written a little bit differently because we're all different people and we all assembled them slightly different. So some of them are a little bit longer. Some of them are a little bit shorter. And mine is long because I couldn't stop writing. I needed to just tell myself to get out. Here's another lesson. It's the one on the proactive pelvic floor with Jillian. And I know her video is right there. Hers is kind of down in it because of how she wrote her lesson. She is an amazing pelvic floor physical therapist. Her story is incredible. She goes through symptoms and signs. The videos are different than the written content. Sometimes the written content goes over the videos a little bit, and sometimes it's completely different stuff. It's adding on to what's said in the video. But the written content definitely boils down your takeaway points. And we have some people like to print out the written content and read it at their leisure later, and that's totally fine.
Yep.
So there you go. There's also this, there's this little gift section, this little thank you. We have some freebies in there. We have a printable PDF and some other stuff in there. So make sure you check out that section because it is awesome. Okay, so there's your basic tour, and I'm hopping over. I'm out.
All right. That is fantastic. I mean,
Yeah.
one of the things that's nice about a course like this is you get a lot of different points of view on a same topic from different experts with different life experience, with different bodies and different backgrounds. And so you get a really deep, I would just say a deep amount of information. And I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've been encouraging people to ask questions. There's not a lot up here. There's a couple. Here's kind of a comment question. Let's look at this one first. Boom.
Okay. Yeah, this course is coming out at just the right time as I was starting to do some research. Told the same as Beth, there's nothing you can do. Did not want to accept that answer. Yeah, Janelle, it's really sad. And you know what's interesting to me is a lot of that messaging is actually coming from women. Women who, because I'm actually not hearing from men. Men are like, oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, well, aren't you going to do something about it? Well, aren't you going to fix that? And the women are the ones often who are, I hate to say it, kind of holding the rest of us women down. They're like, yeah, just deal with it. It's just part of life, honey. You're just going to pee yourself. You're just going to have good luck.
Yeah. Have fun.
And that's not okay because it's not true.
That's not okay. That's not okay. Here's another comment question we've got here.
Okay, so another, from Janelle. You definitely want to delay it, and you're in the peri stage now. Yeah, it found that you asking doctors about this stage is not giving you much of a response. It drives me nuts. So it really depends on which doctor you see, and as with all things, you got to go see a specialist. You got to go find somebody who is not just a general practitioner, because a general practitioner is going to be general about all the basic things. And if they're medical, they're going to treat it medically. If they're a naturopath, they're going to treat it naturally. But if they're a specialist, and ideally you want to find a specialist MD or a specialist ND, depending on which route you want to pursue. I am blessed to have a naturopath right in my tiny town who specializes in women's care. And she is amazing. And there's an herbal apothecary right next door. And she's also willing to prescribe medicine. She is, I wish everybody, Dr. Alexandra Dimitra, I'll just tell all of you, in Battleground, Washington, United States, travel to see her. She's worth it. She is so good.
So Beth, I want to dig into that a tiny bit. Why is it important for a specialist? Some people aren't going to know why that's so important.
So the same thing, like what happens with diastases. That's our other specialty on Fit to Be. Is as a fitness professional, I had one paragraph of information on diastases in my whole entire college education, getting my degree in exercise and sports science.
Right.
Okay. And physical therapists have like 3 paragraphs of information on diastases. And their full generalized education. Doctors and nurses are on the same track as us, as fitness nurses, physical therapists, and then they diversify and they usually follow a specialty or they do general practice. So you want to find the person who has specialized, because that means they have gone on to spend years and their ongoing practice working with people and they have all this experience. And so you want that person. That person is gold.
Yeah. I think sometimes we just get this idea that a doctor, they go to school for a long time, so obviously they know about this, but they really don't. And it's not even really fair to assume that. Although for some of these things, it is seemed to be a very big hole in education. Like when half the population is dealing with these things, there'd be a little bit more effort put into that, but there's not. So you need to know that. And finding a medical person that is really well educated with experience is super, super important. Janelle's got another question. Let me pop this one up. This is a good one.
You rock. You're doing great. Keep coming. Is the way that you know you're in perimenopause is that you will have some of these symptoms in age. I had my last baby when I was 40, and I'm wondering if I was in it while I was pregnant. How would I know? So typically perimenopause often starts between 35 and 50. So if you're in your 40s, I don't want to do blanket statements, but yet they're kind of, it's safe to assume you're probably there if you've had a few symptoms and you're in your 40s.
Yeah.
And
it's not like a one day it starts thing. Like your body is making a change, right?
Yeah. It's like that thing, that meme where it's like, what I thought this journey would be like, and it's a straight line, and then it's like what this journey is actually like.
Exactly.
That is it. Like one day, you might be fine for a few weeks and you be pregnant, and when you're pregnant, your body is being pregnant, and it's not all your hormones are geared toward that. But you're technically still kind of in that stage, just even though you took a recess. So like you're still at school, even if you're on recess. So don't worry about what was happening before. Focus on what's ahead of you and know that those symptoms, whatever they are reducible, manageable, treatable. And the more you can do that, even if it's just lengthening your cycle by one day, even if it's just shortening your cycle by a day, if you're having too long of cycles, even if it is only growing 3 chin hairs. My son just started practicing drums. I don't know if you can hear that.
That's not that loud. It sounds good. Nice. A little bit of drums
and the rage that you feel when your son starts practicing drums, even though you told him you were having a webinar. Those symptoms, they're manageable.
It sounds nice. It's not that loud. Don't worry about it.
Oh my gosh. Teenagers.
Funny. That is funny. Well, this has been awesome. This has been a long time coming. The contributors and the content that you've got in there, Beth, is amazing. Plus, it comes with workouts. There are some new people that have joined, so I think we should just talk about the giveaways one more time. The price of the course, it's on sale right now. That's your opportunity to get it. So why don't you just wrap all that up in a nice bow for everyone that's just joined, Beth?
Here's your wrap up. Buy the course. No, okay. All right. Seriously, you should, because it's all there. But okay, so the course is $59 right now. It was $49 on pre-order. It's $59 through this Friday, and then it goes up to full price. We're also offering our premium membership for 25% off, because our premium membership includes all of our courses. Okay, so if you're a premium member, we're going to be adding that to your account sometime between today and Friday. Okay, it's actually kind of a process. But if you join as a new premium, it's just going to be right there all nice and tidy. So a new premium membership right now is 25% off. It's a really great deal. Our premium memberships are only on sale a few times a year. And if you comment on and share this, even though it's almost over, people can still watch it and see all the awesome sauce that's in this course. We are giving away a 1-year membership to Fit to Be and an online course of your choice from the Tummy Team donated by Kelly. who is one of the course contributors. And there's other gifties and freebies in the thank you section of the course. And yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, this is exciting. You don't want to miss it. Best deal, like Beth mentioned, is the premium membership because you get access to this plus everything else, plus all the workouts. If you are a member but not a premium member, also a great time to get premium membership. That's pretty much it for this. Janet has kind of another comment question that I love, and I'd love to just end on this because unfortunately, it's a little bit negative, but I feel like this course is addressing this. We've already touched on it a little bit, but it's just this concept of dismissal when women are dealing with a very real situation. So, Beth, why don't you address this, your thoughts on it, and we'll end there.
Okay. So Jana says she asked her gynecologist about perimenopause at around 35 because her mom had early symptoms in her early 30s, and she was disappointed because she was blown off, and it was too early for you to be worried. Gosh. So you know what? I put out a tweet and I reshared it on Instagram the other day, and I was like, you know what? If we support girls in puberty to have good puberty, they're going to have better pregnancies because they're going to know their bodies, right? And if we support women who are pregnant, then they're going to have better postpartum experiences. Okay, lack of support is one of the #1 contributors to a terrible postpartum journey. Okay. And if we support women during postpartum, they're going to have better perimenopause. And if they're supported during perimenopause, they're going to have better menopause. And it goes on and on. So doctors are like, don't worry, your pretty little head. I just feel like that's so unfair. Why should we not want to educate ourselves? Why should we not want to run some early tests? Why should we not want to say, hey, my mom struggled with this. I am her daughter. I might have a genetic predisposition. How about you just humor me? And so red flag, that's not the doctor for you as a woman. As you get older, if you can switch, please do. Please find somebody who listens to you, somebody who doesn't suggest that your very real questions and concerns are just worries that you should just set those aside. And it's not that you should have anxiety about this, okay? Because again, it's all manageable and treatable. And that doesn't mean that you're not going to experience anything, okay? But when you do when you get those first 2 chin hairs, when you get that first night sweat, because you'll have gone through this course, oh, what does that mean? Oh, that means this. That means my testosterone is high. That means my progesterone is low. That means my estrogen is kind of being wonky. That means, oh, okay, I'm going to go talk to my doctor. I'm going to request these tests. I'm going to advocate for myself. I know what to do. I am not just worried. I am in control, and I understand my body.
Yep.
And that's thrilling to be able to say that and do that.
Exactly. All right. Education is so important. So important. You owe it to yourself. So
I have a question for you, Chris.
What's that?
You surprised me with a question. I get to surprise you with a question.
What was the question?
I'm curious, as a dude, you've been married for what, like 25 years now? 20?
Yes, 25.
Oh my gosh. Y'all, I knew him and his wife when they were like early teenagers. All right. I've been friends with them for years. We've known each other forever. And so you've been married for 25 years. You have 4 kids. What is something that you were taught about menopause? Or that you thought or believed?
I mean, not much. Never really thought about it.
Not right there.
And I think that it's kind of like, well, as a guy, maybe that's okay. But honestly, it's really not okay on any side, because how can you support the women in your life if you don't have at least some basic understanding? And the real sad part is it's not just men that aren't really taught anything about this. It's kind of the whole population. So, I mean, we've already talked about this on this webinar, but I feel like there's a lot more education that's needed. I feel like this course is probably the first of multiple courses that are going to be around this topic from us, because as we did some research before creating this, guess what? There's almost nothing out there that's good. So that's a bad sign. There should be tons of material, and doctors should be educating their patients when their patients aren't educated. So I just feel like wasn't taught a lot about it, except for that there was going to be this period where women have a lot of hot flashes, and like that's the extent of all the education. And I think that that's probably really common. I'm not sure, but
Yeah. I mean, I keep telling my husband stuff, and he just keeps saying, "Wow, I didn't know that. Wow, I
yeah.
didn't. Wow, that sucks. I'm sorry, I didn't know that."
Yeah, and it's not that. I mean, I think a lot of husbands would want to know these things. They want to know how they can support their wife. They want to know how they can support the women in their lives and help them when they're having a difficulty or just the uncertainty of things. That's a big deal. Just the uncertainty. One of the problems I think with menopause is that it really is a different experience for everyone. So that's kind of a nerve-wracking thing. You can't just read a little ebook and know exactly what to expect. That's part of the problem. There's a lot of different things that could potentially happen, might happen. You might experience different levels of various things. And so I think education like this course and what we've put together, and really it's not just this course, but there's a ton of, good materials on our website, throughout our website, plus all the contributors to this course, they have amazing resources as well. So I would say people listening, you really owe it to yourself to educate yourself about stuff like this. Like, it's your body, so pay attention to it. So anyway,
And this is why we love Chris. This is why we're business partners right here. This is it.
There you go. All right, you guys. So the link to purchase the course, I'll put it in there one more time. Definitely do that. The best deal, like we said before, is a premium membership. So now's an opportunity to get that at a discount. And if you guys have any questions, just reach out to us. We love hearing your questions and your feedback and so forth. And again, you want to enter to win. So you're going to want to share this broadcast, and you're going to want to make a comment on there. And sometime the next day, we're going to pick somebody, a couple somebodies, and they're going to win big.
Yes.
All right, anything else, Beth? Last thought?
I mean, I have so many thoughts, but really, there's already been a massive brain dump in the course. So you know what? It's out there. Go get it. And I'll be in the forum. I'll be in the forum where you can ask me more questions. We'll fix that one video, and let's wrap it up. We're done.
All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you later.
Bye, everybody.